Okay, so now we will see about the Gantt chart. Gantt chart says that it needs one date field and then one or more dimensions and 0 to 2 measures. So now we will see. So how we will create this. So I'm just showing like a monthly trend. So see, so it is not coming here till because it needs one dimension to be enabled there. Okay, now I will be adding region somewhere here and I'll click on this Gantt chart. Something happened here. See, month wise some values are showing up. Okay, but actually this is not the way to show the Gantt bar. Okay, see, if you see, as per this, it says Gantt view and it like an region wise and month wise, the sales is showing up. So based on the size, the sales is differing here. If it is high, it is a little dark, and if it is low, and it is like a dot only. Okay, but so this is not the way actual way to show the Gantt chart. Okay, so now we will see how we can show the Gantt chart here. I mean, as per that show me, we created one way, and now we will see manually how we will create the actual Gantt chart. So you have to go to the smart shelf, and there is an option called Gantt bar. You have to click on that. See, if you see, and each and every month. So if you normally go for a bar chart, what will happen is from here to here, it will be filled up. Okay, so but now, so wherever the top value is there, so at there it was just showing that little bar. So this is called the Gantt bar. Okay, but using this I was telling about some waterfall chart. So how we can do that? So if you click on the sales and go to quick table calculation and keep on running total. So from this to this, so the value is going for December. Now you should know, I mean, using this waterfall chart, what will happen is you should observe the difference between the previous month and the current month. Okay, so that thing you will observe. Now I'll just simply create one calculation with negative sales. So it's a calculation one. I'll be just keeping in the color. Did you observe something here? So what's happened? Let me add again the two colors to differentiate it. It can, I think still you will not find it clearly. So let me add, okay. See, the actual value of this is, okay, and again, let me put something for you, little different percentage difference. Okay, I'll just keep the difference. If you observe clearly here, so the difference what is happening is from this to this, there's a difference. See, everywhere you can observe, if you hover on it, you will getting a value of like negative, and somewhere if you are going, so it is showing positive. So here it is negative, and again the value remains the same, positive, positive. So it means that waterfall chart will tell you, so when a value starting from 0 and if it is like a moving towards the end, so in between how the number is going on, so it is going down or which is going up, which is going down or which is going up, so it is keep on moving towards the end. So that's how the waterfall chart will show up. So actually this says the waterfall chart, and even it's you say on step by step, so you will observe the difference. It's like on how the number is going on, whether it is going down or whether it is going up. So that is called the waterfall chart. Okay, now we will see bullet graphs. You can observe this clearly. It needs at least two measures, and that is the final also. It's like a two measures we require for it. So now I'm taking profit, sales. So I'm clicking on this bullet for your thing. I'm just keeping region wise the values. You can observe here. So the profit is this much. And if you observe the value is, so 60% of the average sales. See, profit is showing as is. So whatever the sales we have, right? So on top of it, if the 60% of sales is how much? This. And if you go here, 80%. And this is the complete average, 100% of the sales. So this is the actual sales value. On top of this, if it is a 60%, how much it is, and if it is 80%, how much. So that's why it is like a bullet. See, the values are going like from 60, 80 and towards 100. So that's why it just is a bullet graph. Okay, so I mean by default it will give you like a 60% how much and 80% how much and then 100%. So how much it is there, it was just highlighting it and it will be showing here. Okay, and the last one is the bubble chart. Okay, I'm just clicking on this. So there, I mean, so if you see, so there's based on the sales size, the circle size is decreasing and increasing, and this is how it is showing the bubble chart. Okay, so using this only, we will create one more thing, and maybe this might be you have observed in kind of magazines how it is looking like. So maybe this kind of charts you might have seen in the magazines. Okay, like Deccan Chronicle or Hindu, you can observe. So maybe somewhere on the corner, like for any ad kind of thing, you might have seen this kind of chart. What is this meant for is, this chart name is word cloud. So if the value is high, that font will show bigger. If the value is low, that font will show lower. Okay, so that is how it is. And even to differentiate also, so I'll remove the subcategory from color and add the sales only to color. So then see whichever the value is high, that is showing in a very dark color, and the highest font. Whichever the value is low, that value will show in a small font and the lower size. So this is nothing but the word cloud. Okay, so these are the different types of show me charts we have in Tableau. And so we have the pending of histogram and maps. So when we will discussing about the maps, so it is not some other day. Okay, so tomorrow only we will be discussing about it. We will see like how we will create these maps and how we'll create these histograms. So but what I would recommend for you guys now is, so now you have seen, okay, so how this individual chart is creating. So I would ask you also should give a try, and when you are creating that, try to understand that chart, so what it is giving to us. So maybe you can just drag and drop some columns and rows. Okay, I mean, like in columns and rows, you will just drag and drop the fields, like the dimension and measures. But the moment you will click on it, it will appear some graph. Okay. So what I would recommend is on top of this, like you go to the menu, you have the worksheet here, right? So you have an option to show the caption. Okay. Just try to enable for each and every sheet when you are creating, and it will be just giving some random caption based on the chart what you have created. Read that and understand that clearly. Then you will at least, I would say, by creating you might have understand 10 to 20%. By seeing this caption you might have understand 30 to 40% more. At overall I would say 70 to 80% you might have understand it from this two, and rest the 20% you should think and understand what the chart is telling to you. Okay. So I would recommend you guys to just go and everything. It's like for each and every individual chart you can go and create it and understand them. Okay. So then you will see like how this chart is coming and what it is telling to you guys. Okay. So after this, so tomorrow we'll be discussing about the maps. Then after maps completion we will see uh, some other graphs also. So it is like a individual graphs when we are going. And why? Because I mean next topics it will be about the filtering and all those things. When we are keep on moving with the other topics, we will see the different types of charts which will come other than this show me. And at the same time we will see how we can create them manually also. I mean like a few charts I have shown how we can create manually here. But when we are going for the further topics, we will see how we can create them manually, and then you will understand clearly how we can create them manually and how we can make it little more interactive. So that's why now I am recommending you guys to just go and create all the charts again and try to understand what you created. So what that chart is telling to you. Okay. So hope you guys understood it, like how many chart types of charts we have, and so what it is like. So because when you hover on any of the charts, so you'll understood how many dimensions and how many measures we require for it. So based on that, you can just make use of it. Like so if it is, it says like at least one or more, so just try at least one dimension or one measure, keeping in the columns or rows, then create them. Okay.